Well, he is a legend of Australian jazz music, boasting some A-list fans of his own. He recently released a new album called Jazz and Cocktails, and he joins us now. Gregg Arthur, welcome to the Ange, Rob and Robbo Show.
Rob McKnight, wonderful to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Look, I've got to say, your rendition of Unforgettable, it's one of those songs, and the way you perform it just leaves you in a moment. It actually just makes you stop and almost forget the troubles, any troubles that you've got. You sort of just melt away with the way you sing it.
Your wife wrote that out for you.
You didn't, did you? It's true though. I was listening to your music and I was just like, I feel so much better. But look, your name is synonymous with Australian jazz music. Why do you think jazz is such a timeless genre? And I feel like it's making a comeback at the moment.
I do too. I think it's a timeless genre because a long time ago, when the Great American Songbook was being written, people were writing poetry first, and it came from the heart. It was a piece of someone's life was going into the lyrics. I think that's why the songs are relevant today, and people that are in their 20s that have a soul come up and say, "Would you please sing My Funny Valentine?" You know, and there's truth in them. They weren't just created hits. They weren't manufactured.
You have had an amazing career, and I agree with all of that. But you've worked with the same musicians as Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, and Sammy Davis Jr. What has been your career highlight? Because people don't know this. You have done so much all around the world.
You're my new best friend. It's a Christmas list over here. I'm just all of the above has been my favorite moment. Making friends with people like Clayton Cameron, who is called the Brushmaster. He's a drummer in the United States he's just extraordinary. And for a vocalist to work with somebody like Clayton, you get to appreciate how subtle he is, but still being rhythmic and exciting. Who else? Tom Rainier, who you would hear him play piano every year at the Primetime Emmys and the Oscars. And he's worked with Lady Gaga, Barbara Streisand.
Just a few people.
Yeah, and he's recorded many albums with all of these great artists, Tony Bennett. What's interesting...
Let me ask you about Tony Bennett, and I'm sorry to interrupt, because you sound like a fan of these people, but Tony Bennett, I know for a fact, is a big fan of yours. What's it like to have the approval of someone like him?
It's like a letter from the Pope.
Yeah. Did you ever get to meet Tony?
I have, but I don't. It doesn't mean that I'm his friend. You know,
understand.
Anybody can meet. He's a very generous and caring person. Anybody can meet him, and they put a piece of paper in front of him, and he'll sign his autograph, and he'll have his picture taken with you. I'm not one of those people that likes to gush and take selfies with people like that, but. I was working one night in Las Vegas, and Vinnie Falcone said, "I can't work Friday night. I've just been hired by Tony Bennett." And I said, "That's a very good excuse."
You see, you're an interesting man, because a lot of people in showbiz, they're in the same room as someone and say, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with Prince Harry." You have done more than meet Tony Bennett. You have interacted with him, and you don't claim friendship, and I admire that, because it's so easy for people to do that in this industry. You are a very down-to-earth man with a lot of great music, and I really want to make sure everyone watching this checks out Gregg's latest album, Jazz and Cocktails. Gregg,
Yeah.
really, really great pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming on the Ange, Rob and Robbo show.
Oh, I want to do another hour. I'm enjoying it.
Hey, there's only so much praise I have in me for other people. That's not me. So
It's wonderful to meet you. Thank you very much.
absolute pleasure. Thank you, mate.